Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, December 21st, 2016. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. The Democratic Party has appealed the law on control of the Supreme Judiciary and Prosecutorial Council to the Constitutional Court, claiming the members' selection process for the Supreme Judicial Council and the Supreme Prosecution Council is unconstitutional. Parliament approved the law on the two new justice system institutions without opposition member votes. This is the second law the Democratic Party has sent to the Constitutional Court for appeal, the first being the vetting law. Sources within the Democratic Party emphasize that appealing the law does not stop the judicial reform from being implemented, as the DP is not asking for its suspension, but rather the repeal of a few provisions it considers unconstitutional. The Constitutional Court has all the necessary capacities to review the law within the 4 months left before the new institutions are to be established in order to not hinder the implementation of the law. After the Democratic Parliamentary Group meeting, the DP chairman, Lul Zambasha, declared that we are seeing the first results of the decriminalization law. Mr. Basha vowed that the Democratic Party will not withdraw from this battle. The battle we started to remove criminals from politics has begun to give its first results. We fought for Albania and the Albanian people. Edi Rama did everything to sabotage the law to defend the criminals, said Basha, reiterating that the Democratic Party's aim is to guarantee the complete implementation of the decriminalization law. According to the DP chairman, guaranteeing free and honest elections is the next challenge for the Democratic Party, a process for which Mr. Basha accused the Prime Minister of trying to manipulate. We believe we will also win the battle for free and honest elections. There is no will for free election. We need an independent justice, one that punishes crime and corruption, added Mr. Basha. Meanwhile, it is learned that the Democratic MPs were critical in the Democratic Parliamentary Group meeting, declaring that the party has not done enough for the electoral reform and that a team for the electoral campaign should be set up. The two MPs for whom the prosecution asked to terminate the mandates of declared today that the prosecution's claims are absurd. The Democrat MP, MPs Tahiri, declared that the accusations against him are not part of the decriminalization law. The prosecution's decision is not fair. I learned about it yesterday and I took all the measures. I informed the Central Election Commission and took the necessary measures in Italy. The conviction for a false driving license was made in my absence. Regarding the false money, I was a tourist in Italy where I bought fruit juice and they gave me 10,000 lira in change, which turned out to be false money. I have not been convicted of this, he said, adding that the law on barring criminals from politics did not concern such issues as driving licenses. Meanwhile, the Socialist Movement for Integration's MP, MPs Selami, declared that Vlora citizens voted for his mandate and only they can interrupt it, saying that the prosecution's decision is purely political. I am an honored citizen of Vlora. Apparently, they do not like people who work hard. Please leave me alone to do my job. Vlora's citizens gave me the mandate and only they can decide to interrupt it. This decision is political. The prosecution should not rush to raise unfounded accusations against me. I would not have become an MP if I had problems with the law. I will not allow anyone to unfairly destroy my image, declared Selami. A day after the amnesty was adopted in the Parliamentary Law Commission, the Minister of Justice expressed his regret that the Commission did not agree on 15 prisoners with terminal diseases to be given amnesty. The minister, who was at the mortuary at the Institute of Legal Medicine, said that the opposition raised false allegations and accusations, saying 15 prisoners with terminal illnesses will not be given amnesty. I am quite saddened by yesterday's discussions at the Commission meeting, where amnesty for these people was not agreed to. "I will not accept false accusations," declared the minister, who also asked that the prosecutors and judges be more attentive to the Institute of Legal Medicine. When asked about the polemics regarding amnesty ruling, the Minister of Justice refused to answer further. Tirana's City Hall is making investments in the suburb areas of Tirana. The mayor inspected work for the reconstruction of a road in the Petsa area. Accompanied by the Socialist MP Artan Gachi, the mayor declared that the investment was made due to good management of the City Hall funds. The mayor called on the citizens to consume local products, considering them to have high quality in order to strengthen the country's economy. Some investments were impossible with this community's funds. Thanks to the good management of the City Hall funds, we can invest in some areas, which were first considered to be suburb areas. This administrative unit is poor, but I hope the investments will attract businesses, add property value, and attract people's attention to this area with its fresh air and bio products. You should use our domestic products so that we can help the country's economy. This area produces many good products. It is important that we understand that the country's economy is in our hands, declared the mayor. Meanwhile, the Socialist MP praised the commitment of City Hall to invest in its suburban areas. He also expressed his conviction that Tirana will continue to change a lot within his first mandate as mayor. Socialist Women's Forum organized a public workshop for the Equal Gender Representation Bill for the next parliamentary election to be held in 2017. The vice chairwoman of the Assembly declared that now is the time for this change and expressed her belief that there is still time to include it in the Electoral Code, regardless of the Electoral Reform's Ad Hoc Commission delays. The chairwoman of the Socialist Women's Forum declared that women should not be considered as statistics, but instead as politicians. The legal proposal for equal gender representation in the 2017 parliamentary elections will be reviewed by the Ad Hoc Commission on Electoral Reform, which has not convened in a long time. Some civil organizations have also expressed their support of the initiative, and through a joint declaration, the civil organizations have suggested sanctions against parties that do not follow the quota. The Ministry of Agriculture has blocked the sale of dozens of cattle after an unannounced inspection in the Tepica area livestock market. During the control inspection, the Ministry of Agriculture inspectors found a lack of safety documentation from the veterinarians for the cattle that were being traded. The inspection was also made to prevent the sale of cattle affected by nodular dermatitis. The farmers, on one hand, are asking for state veterinary services such as vaccinations and compensation for cases of disease such as nodular dermatitis, but on the other hand, they do not register and vaccinate their healthy cattle. The farmers should inform the veterinary service when a cow gives birth in order to register and vaccinate the new calf, declared the ministry inspector. The operation of the Ministry of Agriculture will be extended to other areas of the country with the aim to increase safety for consumers and make sure that the cattle being sold in the market have been vaccinated. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.